Hello, welcome back to Crushing Sounds. My name is Chris, and I'm so excited to once again welcome some of the Southwest's finest metal talent. I'm joined today by prog band Trep. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. How are you all doing today? Thanks for meeting me on Father's Day of all days.
Yes, the pleasure, Chris. Pleasure.
Hope you didn't have any plans here to interrupt for this little channel here. So
we've actually had that back today, so I think everyone's Father's Day went out the window, really.
Yeah.
You've been jamming, so.
I just got back from working at a pub and just full of dads, really. Dads and dogs, basically. So, so anyway, would you all like to introduce yourselves and your roles within the band?
Okay, I'm Max. I play drums.
I'm Sam. I play bass and backing vocals.
I'm Declan. I play guitar.
I'm Rachel, and I'm the singer.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much again for joining me today. So a little history from my end first. I first saw Trep at the Metal to the Masses Bristol in 2019. I followed that year very closely, and I thought you guys were awesome. However, as I see, we've got quite a few new faces here. So what's with the shake-up with Trep? What's been happening over the last couple of years?
It's basically due with the lockdown and what have you. I think the original Trep lineup run its course, so we decided to keep the name going, recruit some new members, and try and steer it into a more riff-based, groove-based type of direction, as opposed to like the hardcore prog kind of thing with the dystopian lyrics and this stuff. You know, people have been locked down for 18 months. They don't want to hear anything anymore about dystopia, so we try to steer it out that way.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So 2 new members there. How have you guys found joining this band? Has it been a fun experience up to this point? I'm sure it has been.
Very interesting, to be honest. Most of my sort of background's been in a lot sort of like heavier metal, so it was nice to play something that's a lot more sort of groovy and a lot more chilled out, a lot more fun to play. And I think we have a lot of fun when we play it as well. So that's been really fun for me.
Yeah, I actually started writing for Max prior to joining the band. I'm in another band called Puzzle Tree, and it was actually in my first gig with Puzzle Tree that we played with Trep in the same show. And Max approached me and he said, you know, would you like to write on a couple of my songs? I do a bit of a solo project. So I was like, yeah, you know, send them over and, you know, we'll go for it. And, you know, I think me and Max quickly developed a really good working relationship, really. He liked what I wrote to his songs. And then when things didn't work out then with the previous singer and guitarist, Max asked me if I'd like to join Trep full time then, and this, you know, the rest is history. It's been working really well. So we all get on great, have a good laugh, and hopefully everyone will agree that you know, we write some, you know, good music together and, you know, make some good noise. So yeah,
fantastic, awesome stuff. Yeah. Have you guys had a chance to road test this new lineup in any live shows yet? I know that might be a bit presumptuous, but
not at all.
No.
Yeah.
Ironically, the Metal on the Masses was going to be the debut of the new lineup.
Of course, yeah.
Baptism of fire, that would have been as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so excuse me. So I've already spoken to Excursia, who are also on the Metal to the Masses lineup. They are also going to be playing that night. Regarding the metal and rock scene in Wales, which I believe you guys are also from Wales. What's your experience with the rock and metal scene in your neck of the woods? Because obviously, you know, Bristol scene is huge. So how does it compare to where you guys are from?
It's not too bad. It's a big deal is made of it down here. I've competed in it a few times with Blind Divide, and we won it in 2019. And then kind of that was the curse then. It all kind of shut after that, and we haven't been able to go back. But it's good. There's a lot of good talent down here, but it's a lot different to Bristol. There's a lot of variety in Bristol from what I've seen. But yeah, It's still good though.
Yeah. Well, where I'm from, in the Rhondda Valleys, the Rhondda is absolutely bursting with talent. It's just, unfortunately, there's not a great deal of venues that you can play original music in. It's, a lot of it's geared towards cover bands, so you do have to go a bit further afield, Cardiff and Bristol, to really sort of like enjoy that scene. You get Club of Bont in Pontypridd as well, and there's some great venues in Cardiff, but yeah, you do need to, look a bit further outside of the valleys, really, to get those venues for original music. Yeah.
So I often wonder why all these like small independent pubs and whatnot seem to think that cover bands are all people want to see these days. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good cover band, but need some new stuff every now and then. So I mentioned the 2019 competition of Melt to the Masters, which I believe Max and Sam were both there for that. Do you remember how that experience was? How was it for you guys that night?
Oh, it was awesome, to be fair.
Yeah.
From the first heat right up to the final, it was just, I think most of the shows we played, the heats we played, including the final, was very close to like being sold out almost every time. And it was really encouraging because we went in as a band from Wales playing prog rock metal-ish stuff, not the heaviest stuff in the world. And some of the bands we were with were just like brutal, do you know what I mean? But all the crowd and the judges, the organisers, everything, there was no, oh, you're not heavy enough. Do you know what I mean? You're not fast enough. They were just looking for the music. Yeah, and it was really nice actually to be sort of just accepted into it,
Yeah, they were very receptive and open-minded. Because like you can get some venues, especially in like where I'm from, Newport, and it's like there's two types of music. I like this type of metal, and the rest is crap. But it's like and what I liked about it was it gave me a vehicle to dick about on stage, which I love. In between songs, just mess around, just be an art, make an arse of myself, and it wasn't frowned upon. Because like some competitions could be really, really serious.
Yeah,
but it's like the fun element of like playing live.
It's almost like it's like one of the biggest competitions in metal, but it's actually really chilled out.
It's really laid back. It's really laid back. Gotta be fair. Like.
Yeah, we've always been able to have a laugh with it, and you do have to sort of have a fine line when your front man sort of gets out into the crowd and starts getting people's faces. You do have to sort of pull it back a little bit, but it is part of it. You've got to have a laugh with it.
Yeah, it's all about entertaining at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Making an impression.
Yeah, it almost sounds kind of emblematic of Bloodstock as itself. I don't know if you guys have ever attended Bloodstock in any capacity, but it's it very much is that kind of, no one's taking anything too seriously at Bloodstock. No. It's all just any kind of metal in any end of the spectrum of metal is welcome at Bloodstock, and it's just the nicest place on earth, really. Best festival in the country for my money. But so obviously we're all gutted that this year's Melt to the Masses has had to be done slightly differently, but it's still awesome to be in the running, I'm sure, to play again the best heavy metal festival in the country. So what's it feel like to be part of that competition and being part of that Bloodstock community?
Yeah, it's really, really good. I gotta be fair. Like, to be accepted, and like I said earlier before, it's like to be asked out of the blue to do it again, knowing full well there's the talent around the Bristol area is massive, and to pick a it was a 3-piece, now a 4-piece, and
it's one of those things. It's one of those things that because we've done it before in Bristol. Well, me and Sam have done it in Bristol. We know how good it is, and how much of a thing it is in Bristol. So when we were asked to do it like this time, it was like, it's happening.
No question.
It's never mind what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It is a bit of an honour, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of the bands on it this year, it's a bit scary, like.
Yeah.
It's a bit intimidating. Kind of glad you don't have to do that sort of first show with that many people there. And
come on, man.
They have got old Rosie in bottles at behind the bar, so that usually
And you
helps.
sell Tiskia as well.
And Tiskia.
Yeah.
Cool. So I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at the other bands that were supposed to be at Metal to Mass this year. Are there any other bands there that you consider to be big competition for you guys? Anyone you think has a really good shot of getting in, other than yourselves, of course?
There's a couple of bands here. I think Excursion coming up. People are going to be surprised with Excursion, I think, because they're such a young band.
Yeah, they're wicked though.
And they got so much talent there. Do you know what I mean? I know about the other bands, if I'm honest.
I think there's one other band with a female singer, but you'll have to forgive me. I can't remember the name now.
I believe that's Land Captains. I think
that's right.
Female singer.
That's right. I think they may be the only other band on the bill with a female singer.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
It's just two. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, always need more of those.
So your weapons backfired.
Yeah. I met Excursion last week. Actually, they're phenomenal band, really nice guys as well. So they're ones to watch for sure. Dies Holocaustum as well. I'm meeting at some point. Also
we've done. They were on the bill 2019, weren't they?
Yeah, they were with us last year.
Yeah,
year before, like
basically just fantastic lineup this year across the board. So moving on to your music, I noticed in various places you describe yourselves as heavy rock band with some prog influences. I understand that might have shifted somewhat in recent years. How would you describe your sound to
there's still elements of prog in there, but it's not as up front as it was with the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? That we did, but I think that's come from. It hasn't been forced on it. It's come from the band, from the new members as well. You know, it's a completely different singer, different style of guitarist. You know what I mean? It's
a lot more riff based. Sort of a lot of the songs are a lot more driven, and it's sort of trying to keep some of the old elements in it as well. I think that the dual vocals that Sam and Rachel do together, the harmonies they will make us sort of stand out a little bit as well. I think they're really good to listen to live.
We've kind of flipped the old Trep on his head, to be honest, because there was a lot of prog elements with like little bits of riffs, so dotted in and out around the songs. Now we tried to like bring them to be more prominent in the songs, and not rely so much on the weird time signatures and
I think pretty good. I try to write quite hooky, catchy songs as well, so they tend to be a bit of a earworm. So I'm hoping so anyway, but
so I've heard the music that has so far been released from you guys on Spotify. Really liked it, for the record. Lucian, is that how you pronounce it? Lucian?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, thought it was awesome. Really enjoyed it. I could definitely see where at that point the prog metal influence was coming in. I could hear some like Carnival, bit of Cynic, maybe. Are those influences justified, or am I just way off with that?
We called it. We were too pop to be heavy and too heavy to be pop. That was the kind of the mantra of the first EP. It's like it was. Yeah, I'd say there was them kind of influences in them.
Bit of Mastodon in there.
Yeah.
Especially with chord changes and progressions and stuff, you know. But there's elements of that in the newer stuff. We got a new track actually coming out on Tuesday.
Oh, brilliant!
Because it obviously with the metal of the masses being such a awesome thing, like we were basically gearing our release around that.
Okay, cool.
Is he gone again? No.
Oh, hello, I'm there.
Yeah, we were just going to be musical halls and try and punt it out in time with piggyback off the Bloodstone Metal of the Masses thing.
Nice, I can think of worse places to show off new stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So apparently the EP was supposed to be one half of a story thing that was going on. I understand that might have been somewhat, I don't know, I don't want to say left behind, but what was sort of the story that was going to sort of be told across that project?
It was basically somewhere it was based in the future in this dystopian world, and it was pretty much it was the old singers concept basically. So we touched on it now and again, but it was like I said earlier on, we've had enough dystopia over the last 18 months, so
sure,
we'll put that to bed.
Is having a sort of storyline concept something that you're going to continue doing that kind of thing going forward with new music?
Well, I think Rachel could probably fill you in a bit more, but I think we've got like the songs we got now. But I don't know, Rach, the songs we got now, talk about them. Ask her or let him know about them, because they're all linked, in it, to things like and stuff like that, like this happened with you. So
yeah, so the EP is going to be about listening to the negative voices in your head and the impact that can have on your mental health. So when you start listening to voices telling you, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't be doing this. It's the detrimental effect that can have on you when you start listening to those, negative inner voices. And the song coming out on Tuesday night that Max mentioned, called Sinking, is about what happens when you do listen to that inner voice and you let it start to drag you down. But the EP takes you on a journey from the start of those negative feelings to the end then, which is a song called Renewed, which is about overcoming those inner voices and sort of fighting back against them. And sort of like a bit of a rebirth then after that. So you kind of see, we're releasing a music video as well this week, and you kind of see that journey happening in the music video. There's a scene where I'm sort of running through a forest and I'm running away from something. You can't see what it is because it's all mental. So it's like a physical representation of what's going on in my head, basically. The place that I go to when I'm having these negative thoughts. You sort of see that process in the video and how I slowly start overcoming it then. So yeah, the EP will definitely, it takes you on a bit of a journey, and there's definitely the songs are linked. There's an overarching theme through all of it. So yeah.
Awesome. Is it challenging trying to write music to convey those kind of dark thoughts in your head?
Yeah, it can be quite challenging to sort of bring those feelings to the surface, but at the same time it's quite cathartic as well, I suppose. It's a way of dealing with all of those things, putting them down on paper and sort of processing them.
Sure. Is when you're creating an album or an EP or whatever that does have a narrative or a singular idea going through, a concept album, we should probably call it, do you approach that in a different way than when you're writing just a collection of individual songs?
Well, I think this EP is actually the first time that I've ever linked songs together in that way, with a concept. So yeah, I guess it has been a different process, because I normally just sort of sit down and write about whatever falls out. But I think because I was going through this time in my life, the songs sort of naturally linked together.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm answering the question there, but yeah, no, it's funny. It just sort of happens, you just, whatever you're feeling inside or whatever I'm feeling inside, is what I tend to write about. So I guess naturally it did end up becoming a concept thing, because I could link it all together, all of the songs. Yeah,
fantastic. I wanted to ask Rachel specifically, because I've interviewed a couple of bands recently that have had to deal with lineup changes. I'm sure a lot of bands have done so, but the one common difficulty that a lot of them cite is when the vocalist changes. It's often said that when the vocals in particular change, it's a really big deal for the band. It's like a very front and center point to the band changing. So I wanted to ask, what's it like when you have to now get up there and present yourself as the new singer of Trep? Is that challenging, or are you confident it's all going to work out absolutely fine?
In the beginning, I found it quite challenging because I know the boys have always had quite a big following and a big fan base. And I remember one of the things I used to say to the boys was, are people going to like me? Are they going to think, oh, why didn't you just get another guy in to come and sing these songs? But, Max has always been, really reassuring, like, oh, they love you. It'll be great. You got nothing to worry about. And the more time that has gone on and the more that I can see, how much us guys are gelling, and I think we've achieved something really cool with this EP, and I think everybody's really going to like it. The less I'm seeing it as a big challenge, I'm more sort of seeing it as like an exciting thing now. Like I can't wait to get out there and do it. And I love being on stage. Like I just really come out of myself when I'm on stage, and I'm just really looking forward to doing that again with these guys. And hopefully we'll have a good reaction, and people will be like, oh yeah, new singer for Trep. She's doing good. We like her. She passes the test.
Yeah, fantastic. It's almost a chance, I guess, for the whole band to sort of not reinvent itself, because you're still Trep, but just a new chapter, as it were, a new sort of identity to show off really and be proud of. So I wish you guys best of luck with going forward with the new lineup. So as I heard earlier, you guys have got a music video coming up very soon to accompany Sinking. Is that all good to go? Is it ready? You guys excited to drop that?
Yeah, the actual recording of the audio and everything for the whole EP is complete. It's just Sinking is the first one. The video, we were lucky enough to squeeze it in with all this going on a couple of weeks back to shoot the video, and we've been putting it together then. It's probably 99% there, ready to be released now, probably by Tuesday, on the same day probably as Sinking, if I'm honest.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Burning
Awesome.
midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited for that. It's going to be, well, I'm sure it'll be amazing. So following on from that, again, you've got your new EP coming out very soon down the road as well. Any word on when we can expect that to drop?
The thing is it's really difficult because like the situation we're in now with lockdowns and not lockdowns and this, that and the other, and like you don't really want to, you want to release something, you have to in order to stay active as a band, right? But do you really want to release your full EP, which you should be touring? You should tour on an EP, do you know what I mean? Even if it's a week or something, do you know? Where you can't do it. So, we may release 2-3 singles in order to pad the time out, if that's the right way of putting it, until we're released like from this thing we're in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. My band dropped our debut EP March 2019, and then
see,
exactly, yeah.
This the timing of it, isn't it? It's just like you'd have to re-release now, man.
Exactly, yeah. We had like 5 or 6 shows all planned out, all of them gone overnight, just horrendous. But hopefully some in July and August, so we'll be fine. But yeah, so speaking of live shows, obviously with Metal to the Masses being no more, do you have any other shows currently in the works coming up soon?
Well, there's one penciled in for the 2nd of July. Where's it? Up by Pontypool.
Yes, it's up by me.
Pontypool, but I don't think that's going to happen, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, the Bristol one, which Metal to the Masses won't be happening. We've got shows booked for August in Manchester, Cardiff in September, Swansea October, Birmingham October, Bristol October, Abertillery December.
Hometown gig. I'm gonna get smashed. After birthday as well.
Yeah, we've tried to sort of get ahead of booking the shows. So when we can, we will, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
With also the thing in mind of when we do release the EP, we're going to need, a good 3-show run at least to start it off, like, so.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I bet you guys are desperate to get back out there at this point.
Oh, lucky won't believe.
Yeah. Awesome. So, and I'm desperate to see you guys again with the new lineup. So, I'll hopefully catch one of those upcoming shows. So, nearly done here, but I like to close all these interviews in the same sort of way. I say all these interviews. This is only the fourth one I've ever done, but I've got an idea which I definitely did not steal from Empiricon's 25 question series on YouTube. Don't worry, there won't be 25. Basically, just some quick, fun, casual questions. You can think as long or as short about these as you like. Feel free to debate them amongst yourselves as well. Go ape basically on these questions. So,
my beer.
First question: guitar solos or drum solos?
Oh,
Neither. Bass solos.
yeah.
Guitar solo for me. Sorry, Max.
Oh, yeah, outnumbered guitar solos.
Yeah.
Whatever. Guitar solos will go with the crowd now.
Perform.
Classic metal versus modern metal.
Modern.
Classic for me.
Modern.
Classic.
Interesting array of answers there. Any immediate bands coming to mind?
Wasp.
Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath,
Ginger.
Rainbow. I love Rainbow.
Sugar. Just to name a few, like, you know what I mean?
You really are down with the youth, ain't you?
You just
Down with the
say it, man.
Down with the
Kiss.
kids.
Kiss.
And he's
Go
the
on.
only one who's a father as well.
I know.
I know. You wouldn't believe it, would you?
What about?
Yeah, always worth shouting out Ginger. They're a phenomenal band.
Congratulations, brother, Sam. Next question, please.
Next question. This has been the best. Favorite movies?
The Stand, Stephen King.
Oh, good call. The Godfather Part 2.
I've always loved Inglorious Bastards.
Nice. Nothing wrong with beating up some Nazis.
Yeah, good choice.
Law-abiding citizen.
Ah,
Or my favourite Western, Blazing Saddles.
we're learning something about each other.
Yeah.
Don't think we've
Yeah.
ever asked each other this question. I'm learning an awful lot about Rachel right now.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, no, that's why we do it. So, performing versus recording.
Performing.
Hands down.
Any day of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I concur on that one. Favorite band / artist.
At the minute, mine is Ginger. Like,
Mhm.
Good call. Good call.
gotta be honest, I haven't got a bad song out of them yet. So
They're pretty damn good. I might go with Lamb God.
Good choice. Good choice.
Threat Signal. Oh,
See, six vocal wise, I'd say Alter Bridge. Without a doubt.
Okay.
Mm.
But
Riff Masters.
his voice is just, and he can do it live as well, which I hate him.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. My favorite band of all time would have to be Pink Floyd.
Oh, nice.
And my favorite modern rock bands is I have to say Hailstorm, but I feel like I'm kind of cheating on them lately because I'm really into Devilskin. But I know that they get on really well because Devilskin have toured with Hailstorm. But I'm a sucker for a powerful female voice, and I love Lizzie Hale. Like, she's my idol. But I really look up to Jenny Schoolander as well. So I tend to go between the both at the moment. I really enjoy them. So yeah.
Awesome. Lots of different answers there. Very interesting. So, horror movie versus action movie.
Action movie.
Horror movie. Yeah.
I'm a pussy. I don't like horror movies.
It's just too cheesy action films. It's just
yeah,
too
you
much.
say that, but like Rambo is amazing.
Is it though?
Arnie.
First
awesome.
one, oh, it is. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. You know
Rambo's not amazing.
what's wrong with you? Oh, Rocky, yeah.
That's not an action movie.
It is. It's quite
I mean,
different.
the guy who wrote it can barely speak
Oh.
during the entire thing.
You started something though, Chris.
Oh, you know, it's fine.
There's going to be a beef.
That's fine. Summer versus winter.
Summer.
Said it winter.
We'll get a unanimous decision at some point, I'm sure.
Ever gonna happen?
I think we had one on the performing.
Oh, of course, yeah, but you know,
That might have been that might be it.
cool. Favorite city?
We could play the corporate thing and say Bristol now, couldn't we? You know
Uh,
what I'm saying?
my favorite city is probably Katowice in Poland.
Awesome.
I haven't
Mine's
played there,
Poland.
going in. I like going in.
That's cool. I've been to Poland. Poland's an amazing country. I've been there once.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'd love to go there. Yeah. Mine's probably Vancouver in Canada. Again, never played there, but just amazing place.
Awesome.
I'm going to say Edinburgh. So I went there in November of 2019 and I just fell in love with the place. It was amazing.
Awesome. So all over the all over the world there. And final question: favorite Trep song?
Oh, all of them.
Oh,
I got one new song 007. You know the one I'm on about?
No. My
Maybe.
favorite Trep song is the next one we're going to write. How's that with that for an answer?
That's
very,
a good
very
answer.
diplomatic
That's
answer there.
Yeah, that's the unanimous answer you're
It's
going
a
to
good
get.
politician.
Yeah.
I'm going to say A Deadly Blow because it's the first song I ever wrote for Max and it ended up becoming a Trep song. So it's kind of like, the starting point. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one.
Awesome stuff. Cool. So that's everything I've got. Thank you guys so much once again for agreeing to meet with me today. Really appreciated it. Everyone can check down the description below. There'll be links to all your various social media outlets and where they can go and support you guys. Thanks again so much. Really, really appreciated it.
Thanks very much, Chris.
Cheers, man.
Thanks very much, Chris. Thanks a
Thanks
lot.
for having us.
We'll try it again and I'll speak to you in a minute. Go ahead. All right.
I can guitar playing.
Give him six strings, are all right. Give him a phone and Zoom.
You can't pluck it or tap it or strum it, can you?
Do you play anything, Chris?
I do. I'm a guitarist, so
Sorry,
I,
bud.
I know it's fine.
Right, that's the interview right now, isn't it?
Oh dear.
I get my coat.
That's like he's got two sets of questions. One's for the bands he likes, and one's for the bands he don't like.